What's up guys, this is Phosphorus and welcome in this new video. We are here today to review a new plugin, well, kinda new. It's been released like 3 years ago and I'm just discovering it now. I've been messing around with it for 1 month and so I just managed to get my hands on it. And it's called the Aurora DSP Rhino, which is supposed to be a massive guitar plugin, and trust me, it is. So, for whoever doesn't know me, I am a musician, a guitarist for my own solo project, and I play modern metal, instrumental, gent, and something like that. So without further ado, let's get straight to the point. Just for saying, this isn't any kind of a paid review. Aurora DSP didn't pay me anything to review the product or to say anything about this. These will be my honest thoughts about that. It isn't perfect, nothing is perfect and will ever be perfect. So let's get straight to the point and let's see why am I here today making this video, making this review. So at first we can see that this is our main window and our traditional guitarists will see and think,
what the fuck is that?
Where are the knobs? Where are the cabs? Where is everything? But trust me, if you have OCD, this is gonna be satisfying for you. So we got our input section, our preamp section, our equalization section, our modulation and time effects, our IRs and our power amp section, and our output section. Starting from the input section, we can see that everyone has these kind of arrows that can manage to open a new window. And we can see that in the input section, we have an input volume regulation, a character for the preamplifier, a noise gate with the attack and release settings, which is very helpful, and then an high pass filter, which can be really helpful, still for low tunings, because when you play low tunings, you can see that all the frequencies entering lower than the 100 or 90 Hz can be really annoying to work with. In the preamp section, we can see we got a different set of amplifiers, and the first ones are more like traditional ones. This is something like a Fender amplifier. Let's see. Okay, this is something like a Plexi. We can clearly hear that. This is more like a Fender. Something more like a Fender. This should be like a JCM 800. Yeah, something for high gain vintage stuff. A Mesa dual rectifier. Yeah, and a Victory Kraken, which is actually my favorite amplifier because it is gainy, but it keeps that creaminess. You see, it's pretty consistent on the spectrum. On the left, we can see we have 4 pedals, a scream, which is clearly an overdrive, a brute, which is a distortion, a fuzz, and then we got a compressor, which is called push, and which basically just compresses the sound and pushes it as loud as possible. In fact, one of my favorite settings for this is to have a kind of parallel compression, so we got almost half of the amount of the compression. So our amplifier will be gainy but dynamic. So it will keep that attack and that kind of creaminess and dynamic stuff, but it will push the hell out of it. Then we got our modulation effects and time effects, and we can see that here on the modulation effects we can have a phaser, a chorus, and a flanger, which are pretty good actually. I don't really like the phaser and the flanger, but just because it's a preference of mine. Let's push. Yeah. And then we got our flanger. Then my favorite one, which is the chorus. Yeah. Then we got our time effects, which I enjoy, but not completely. I like the delay stuff. I don't really like the echo. I like the delay. I don't really like the slapback vintage. but instead I'd rather use something like a modern classic. Then we got the ping pong. And then we got the echo, which I don't personally like. And then we got the reverb. And we can see that we got two sections. The classic section with the sides with damping and of course the mix. And we can see that it's more like a normal reverb, a standard reverb. And then we can see that we have this section with this comp, which I don't really remember what that means, but it's like convolution. And we have some different kinds of reverb, from the room ones, the hall ones, the plate ones, and all the other stuff. And we can even load some reverb IRs. Then we got the equalizer, which is an equalizer. I mean, it's really helpful, and we can see that we can change some settings here. And here, there is something I don't really like, which is these slope settings. So we can actually have some high and low pass, which we can adjust with the Q settings, but we cannot adjust the slope. And we got the tone matching. You just turn it on, get tone, you play what you have to play, and then you have your equalizer that will represent what you played on this. So here we got our power IR settings. We can see that our power amp has 3 different settings with presence, resonation, and hot, which adds some kind of harmonic distortion to it. And all the type of preamps add a different kind of flavor to that. So we can see that the flat amp is more like less emotional. The studio power amp, a little bit more emotional, but not quite the live sound. You can hear that there is quite a boost on the low and high frequencies, so the sound is pretty crispy. And then we got the IR section. And this is a kind of crucial section because we have 4 different IRs, which we can balance from this pad here. And we got the first row from everyone, which is the rhythm stuff, the rhythm IR. Then the clean ones, the lead ones, and the Bogren digital. So you can have 4 Bogren Digital IRs. And you may say, oh, okay, they got a collaboration between Bogren Digital and them. Yeah, okay, but which plugin can actually allow you to export your IR? You can go here and you find your balance. You can export in waveform your IR. You can have your stuff right here, balanced as you want, just like this. Your sound not that bad. I was expecting way worse stuff. But you can export that as a custom IR, which is, I think it's awesome. And of course, you can load your own IR too. And then you got the output section, which has a limiter setting with the release function, and the tight setting, which can help on the rhythm stuff, especially for the low stuff. It's more tight here. And this is it, maybe. Because when I was trying that, I was surprised by how good it sounds, how good the preamp section sounds, especially with the high and low pass settings, and all the kind of stuff that I forgot to mention before, like the custom settings for every amplifier, which is the bright for the first 2 amplifiers, the boost for the third, headroom, and fire, which everyone does different stuff. So you can see that with normal settings, it adds a little bit of gain. Here with the headroom settings, we can hear there is a little bit of low enhancement. Here we got a gain boost. Which works something like a diode distortion, something like the JCM 800 2210. Then we got the bright sound. Here that it kind of eliminates all the low frequencies and enhances the high ones, but in this case, for the first two amplifiers, I prefer to use the equalization. So, as I was saying before, we're done, right? No, we're not done, because, you know, I play gent. I'm into low tunings. This isn't low. This is anywhere low. So I was wondering, is there a pitch shifter in it? A transposer? I cannot see that. I cannot really see that. So I was just messing around and discovering the program, just, you know, playing stuff. And then I just pressed and tilted the score of the Rhino, and I saw that octagon turning around, and I was wondering, what the hell does it mean? And I started to become more
evil.
I felt the devil inside of me screaming,
Does it chance?
And I was replying, yes, it does. It is an Octover, so you can use that as an Octover. Or you can totally gent it. It goes to just one octave down, so it can't go further. It cannot go higher. But it sounds really good. It's not digital. Of course, it's not the complete pitch shifter, but it gets the job done. There are a lot of pitch shifters out there that even bigger pitch shifters, you can hear that there are some artifacts in the sound. But meanwhile, here on the chords too, you can hear that the sound is totally consistent. You can play and record stuff with that. Now we're seeing the interface. Let's hear something of the presets. Let's go around and travel in this upper part where we have the info, the manual, the preset menu, a button to recall some presets, a mono button so you can actually play in mono instead of stereo, a tuner which works really good. You can change your frequency, you can mute the guitar while tuning, and you got another theme so you can get poppier and have this kind of white and purple interface. I prefer it darker because I am the king of darkness. And let's see some of the presets, starting from the Aurora DSP section, which you can see that is the one with the most presets. We can starting from the ambient clean. Modern rhythm. Yeah, it metal course. You have, I've seen a punchy overdrive. You got the monstrous rhythm. Yeah, it's not that monstrous in standard E, but if you go down low E, There's an ambient lead. I don't really like that this... stop, please. I don't really like all these time effects into leads. I mean, I like them, but not that much. Oh, slow down, baby. A tight shot. Yeah. And then some other stuff. You can see that we got a gent rhythm, which is more mid-focused. I don't really like this type of chug. A 70s and 90s rock rhythm. We can see that. Yeah, of course, this kind of stuff. 90s rock rhythm. Yeah. And then an arena rock lead. Then we got some modern death metal stuff. Just... you have to go low. Old school death metal. This is really more black metal than death metal. Some other stuff. Oh, head chop drive lead. Yeah, it's some versatile modern lead. Close on the high end, vintage shred. You can see that even on different kind of amplifiers, you can see that the attack is pretty consistent. So it is really dynamic, as you can see. And actually, all the Alessandro Arzilli presets are actually really good. I really like them, and the equalization settings are really well made. So, shout out to Alessandro, which I think is Italian like me. Yeah, pretty hard noise gate. Oh my god, hold on. And then we can skip these ones, even if I really like the Fat and Tight by John Martini. Yeah, it's really tight. And let's explore some sounds I've been messing around with. I found this sound pretty funny, so I decided to save a preset for it. It sounds like a blaster from Star Wars. Then we got the voice, which is not the television program. It is more like a lead guitar. Then there is a synth-ish, which is not a synth at all, but I could not call it anything else. I just did this because I wanted to prove all the capacities of this plugin and this program. So basically, it can do this, which is pretty similar to the original track. Then we got a pristine clean. Then we got a really weird sounding preset, but I love it because, as you can hear and you can read, it reminds me of an 8-bit boss. It's more like a chainsaw synthesizer, but yeah, I really like that, personally. And then, for the last one, but not the least, Italians like pizza. I am Italian, I play gent. There's the pizza gent. So, you heard how it sounds. You can do basically anything. Oh, and it even has a MIDI functionality support, which you can do. You can access that in the standalone version. And it is a complete rig. I love the sound. I just think that in most of the cases, there is a little bit of enhancement of the low frequencies that can be pretty annoying to work with in a mix situation, but you have unlimited equalization possibilities, so it isn't really a big of a deal. At the moment I am recording this video, which is the 26th of June 2024, this plugin costs $30, and plus, if you check the link in the description, you can find a referral program link which can give you an extra 10% of discount. So you pay this stuff or even other stuff like the Lenny Ironheart plugin or the Mammoth if you're into bass. You can pay it right now $27. So it's a steal. It's a total steal. I cannot believe how they managed to make it this cheap. You know, we are guitarists. We really haven't that much of money, right? So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please share this video, leave a comment, like now, and subscribe if you like the channel and this kind of contents, because there might be some more of them coming. And with this being said, I have to thank Aurora DSP for making me part of their referral and affiliate program. And let's see in the next video.